It is 8 a.m. on a Tuesday morning in the center of London. The city is waking up, but it does not feel like a morning in Mexico. In Maria's hometown, the morning sun is usually bright, yellow, and warm, touching the colorful buildings with a gentle heat. But here in London, the world looks different. The sky is a heavy, solid blanket of steel gray. There is no blue sky visible anywhere. The clouds are low and thick, hanging over the tall buildings like a ceiling. The air feels heavy, damp, and sharp. It is chilly, a specific kind of cold that is not freezing like snow, but it is wet and uncomfortable. It finds its way under clothes and against the skin. A fine, cold mist is falling silently from the sky. It is not exactly rain, but it is not dry either. It covers everything, the black pavement, the metal railings, the glass windows, with a thin, shiny layer of water. Maria stands on the corner of Oxford Street and Regent Street. This is one of the busiest intersections in the entire United Kingdom, and Maria feels incredibly small. She feels like a tiny rock in the middle of a rushing river. In her left hand, she grips the plastic handle of her large, heavy suitcase. The suitcase is dark blue and weighs 23 kilograms. Her fingers are hurting because she is squeezing the handle so tightly. Her knuckles are white from the pressure. In her right hand, she holds her most important possession, her smartphone. It is her connection to the world, her map, her translator, and her safety line. The noise of the city is overwhelming. It is the peak of rush hour. This is the time when millions of people are trying to get to their offices. The sound is a constant, loud roar. Huge red double-decker buses drive past her, one after another. They are massive machines, and their engines make a deep, rumbling sound. The tires of the buses splash dirty water from the puddles on the road onto the sidewalk. Maria takes a small step back to protect her shoes. Between the buses, the iconic black taxis weave through the traffic. They are quick and aggressive. The taxi drivers honk their horns impatiently. Beep, beep, honk, trying to move faster in the slow traffic. There are also delivery trucks, bicycles, and motorcycles, adding to the symphony of mechanical noise. But it is not just the cars, it is the people. On the sidewalk, hundreds of people are rushing past Maria. They move like a fast current of water. Most of them are business people. They wear long, dark coats in colors like black, navy blue, and charcoal gray. Almost everyone is holding a black umbrella, fighting against the wind. In their other hands, they clutch paper cups of hot coffee or briefcases. They walk with incredible speed and purpose. Their eyes are focused straight ahead, looking at a point in the distance. They do not look at the buildings, they do not look at the shops, and they certainly do not look at Maria. She feels invisible, like a ghost standing in the middle of the crowd. She hears fragments of conversations as they pass, a man shouting into his phone about a meeting, two women laughing about a TV show, a group of students speaking in French. The city is international, loud, and very fast. A sudden, strong gust of wind blows down the wide avenue. It hits Maria with force. She shivers violently, her shoulders shaking uncontrollably for a moment. She is wearing a stylish denim jacket that she bought in Mexico City. It looks good, but it is made for fashion, not for an English autumn. The material is too thin. The icy wind goes right through the denim and touches her arms. She regrets not bringing a scarf. She wraps her arms around herself, trying to keep her body heat close, but the cold is relentless. She closes her eyes for just 1 second.
In her mind, she tries to remember the feeling of the warm sun on her face, the smell of corn tortillas, and the sound of her mother's voice. But when she opens her eyes, the gray reality of London returns instantly. She lifts her right hand. She needs to move. She cannot stand on this corner forever. She needs to find her hotel. It is called the Royal Stay, and the booking confirmation says it is only 10 minutes away by foot. But which direction is 10 minutes? Left? Right? Straight? She doesn't know. She unlocks her smartphone screen to check Google Maps. Her fingers are stiff and cold, making it difficult to type. She taps the Google Maps icon. She waits. The screen is bright, but nothing is happening. She sees the map grid, but it is blurry. A small blue circle is spinning in the center of the screen. Loading, loading, loading. The internet connection is weak. She feels a small knot of anxiety in her stomach. She waits another 10 seconds. Finally, the map loads. She sees a blue dot showing her location. She smiles with relief. Okay, I can do this. She starts to type the address. 104 D-E-A-N Street. As she types the letter S, her phone gives a small vibration. She looks at the top right corner of the screen. The battery icon, which was yellow a moment ago, has turned red. It shows the number 1%. Maria's eyes widen in fear. She whispers to herself in Spanish, "No, por favor, no." She switches to English in her head, begging the device, "Please, not yet. Just give me 5 minutes. Just show me the street." She tries to memorize the map quickly. She stares at the screen, trying to see where Dean Street is. But the phone is struggling. The loading circle returns. It spins slower now. The screen brightness suddenly dims to save power. It becomes very dark. Maria squints, trying to read the names of the streets through the dark glass. Then it happens. The spinning circle freezes. The image of the map flickers once, twice, and then the light dies. The screen goes completely black. For a moment, Maria does not move. She just stares at her reflection in the dark glass of the phone. She looks tired. She presses the power button on the side of the phone. Click. Nothing happens. She presses it again, harder this time, and holds it down for 5 seconds. Click. Hold. Wait. Nothing. The screen remains black. A small image of a battery with a red line appears for a second, telling her to plug it in, and then it vanishes. The phone is dead. It is no longer a smart device. It is just a useless, expensive piece of glass and metal. Maria quickly puts the phone in her pocket and unzips the front pocket of her suitcase. She searches for her portable power bank. She feels papers, a pen, a packet of tissues, and some chewing gum. But she does not feel the smooth plastic of the charger. Then she remembers. She remembers packing her suitcase the night before. She remembers thinking, "I will put the charger deep inside the suitcase, wrapped in my wool sweater, so it stays safe." Her heart sinks. It feels like a stone dropping into her stomach. Her charger is at the bottom of the big suitcase. To get it, she would have to lay her suitcase down on the wet, dirty sidewalk, unzip the main compartment, and throw her clothes everywhere in the middle of Oxford Street. She cannot do that. It is raining, it is crowded, and it is dangerous. Now a wave of true panic rises in her chest. The reality of the situation hits her hard. She is completely alone. She is thousands of miles away from her family and friends. She is standing in a city where she doesn't know anyone. She doesn't know where her hotel is. She doesn't have a map. She doesn't have a working phone to call an Uber or a taxi. Even if she takes a black taxi, she realizes she doesn't remember the exact address of the hotel. Was it 104 Dean Street, or 140, or 14? Without her phone, she cannot check her email confirmation. She feels the physical effects of stress. Her heart is beating very fast, pounding against her ribs like a drum. Her breathing becomes shallow and quick. The exhaustion from her 10-hour flight, the jet lag, suddenly feels much heavier. Her legs feel weak and her head feels dizzy. Her stomach makes a loud noise. She is incredibly hungry because she was too nervous to eat breakfast on the plane. The noise of the traffic seems to get louder. The honking of the cars sounds angry now. The rushing people look less like business people and more like a wall of strangers who don't care about her. A sudden, strong gust of wind blows down the wide avenue. It hits Maria with force. She shivers violently, her shoulders shaking uncontrollably for a moment. She is wearing a stylish denim jacket that she bought in Mexico City. It looks good, but it is made for fashion, not for an English autumn. The material is too thin. The icy wind goes right through the denim and touches her arms. She regrets not bringing a scarf. She wraps her arms around herself, trying to keep her body heat close, but the cold is relentless. She closes her eyes for just 1 second. In her mind, she tries to remember the feeling of the warm sun on her face, the smell of corn tortillas, and the sound.
Maria stands still on the crowded pavement, acting like a rock in the middle of a flowing river. The cold wind continues to blow, stinging her cheeks, but she pushes the physical discomfort to the back of her mind. She has a mission now. She needs information. She begins to scan the crowd. This is not an easy task. In Mexico, asking for directions is a normal, almost social activity. People stop, they smile, and sometimes they talk for 5 minutes. But here in London, during the peak of the morning rush hour, everyone looks like they are in a race against time. She looks at a man in a gray suit walking towards her. He is tall, wearing headphones, and looking intently at his watch. His body language screams, "Do not talk to me." Maria decides to let him pass. Next, she sees a young woman running in high heels, holding a cup of coffee that is spilling slightly over the edge. She looks stressed and late. Maria decides not to bother her. Then her eyes find a patch of calm in the chaos. About 10 meters away, there is a glass bus shelter. Leaning against the glass wall of the shelter is a woman. She is not rushing. She is waiting. The woman appears to be in her 60s. She has a kind face with laugh lines around her eyes, and she is wearing a thick woolen coat in a warm shade of burgundy. Wrapped around her neck is a bright yellow scarf that stands out against the gray morning like a small piece of the sun. She is holding a book, but she is looking up at the street, watching the world go by with a calm expression. She is the one, Maria thinks. She looks kind. Maria takes a deep breath to steady her nerves. She grips the handle of her heavy suitcase and begins to navigate through the stream of people. She has to say, "Excuse me," 3 times just to cross the sidewalk without hitting anyone with her luggage. Finally, she reaches the bus shelter. The space inside is drier and slightly warmer than the open street. Maria stands near the woman, but not too close. She does not want to startle her. She clears her throat gently and prepares her best English. "Excuse me, madam," Maria says. Her voice comes out a little quiet and shaky at first.
The woman in the burgundy coat turns her head. She looks surprised for a split second, but then her expression softens into a polite smile. "Yes," she replies. Her voice is clear and has a distinct British accent, but she speaks at a moderate speed. Maria feels a wave of relief just from hearing a friendly tone. She steps a little closer. "I am so sorry to bother you," Maria begins, remembering the polite phrases she learned in her English classes. "I am a little bit lost. My phone battery just died, and I don't know where I am." The woman lowers her book and gives Maria a sympathetic look. "Oh, you poor thing. That is a nightmare. It happens to the best of us. Are you looking for a specific place?" "Yes," Maria nods enthusiastically. "I am looking for a hotel. It is called the Royal Stay. I think the address is on Dean Street. Do you know where that is?" The woman thinks for a moment, looking up at the sky as if the map of London is written on the clouds. "The Royal Stay, Dean Street," she mutters to herself. Then her eyes light up. "Ah, yes, I know it. I walk past it every morning on my way to the library. You're actually not far at all. You're very close." Maria exhales a long breath she didn't know she was holding. "Really? Thank God." "Yes, really," the woman assures her. She shifts her position and points a gloved finger down the main road. "Now listen carefully. It is quite simple." Maria concentrates with 100% of her brain. She visualizes the words as the woman speaks them. "Do you see that large building with the white columns and the British flags on top? That is a big department store," the woman explains, pointing clearly. Maria squints through the mist. "Yes, I see the flags." "Good," the woman continues. "Walk straight down this street towards that building. Walk for about 2 blocks. You will pass a large toy store and a bank. Keep going straight until you see a set of traffic lights. It is a big intersection." "Okay," Maria repeats softly. "Straight for 2 blocks, past the toy store, to the traffic lights." "Exactly," the woman smiles. "At the traffic lights, you need to turn left. That street is called Dean Street. It is a narrower street, much quieter than this one. Once you turn left, walk for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Look on your right-hand side. The hotel has a black door and 2 small trees in pots at the entrance. You can't miss it." Maria runs the movie in her head. Walk straight, 2 blocks, see the traffic lights, turn left onto Dean Street, and the hotel is on the right side with a black door. "I think I understand," Maria says, wanting to be absolutely sure. "Go straight until the traffic lights, turn left onto Dean Street, and the hotel is on the right side with a black door." The woman beams at her. "Perfect, you've got it. It's a 10-minute walk, maximum, even with that heavy suitcase." "Thank you so much," Maria says, feeling a genuine warmth in her chest that chases away some of the cold. "You saved me. I was very nervous." "It is my pleasure, love," she replies. She looks down the street and sees a red bus approaching in the distance. "Ah, that looks like my bus coming now. You'd better get going before the rain gets worse." "Yes, I will. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day." "You too, dear. Enjoy London." The woman steps forward to hail the bus, and Maria turns around. She grips her suitcase handle with new energy. The suitcase feels lighter now. The gray sky looks a little less depressing. The noise of the traffic is still loud, but it is no longer scary. She has a plan. She has a direction. She knows exactly where to go. She maneuvers her suitcase back onto the main sidewalk, dodging a businessman with a wet umbrella. She fixes her eyes on the building with the flags in the distance. "Straight for 2 blocks," she whispers to herself, stepping into the rhythm of the city. "Here I go."
Maria follows the kind woman's instructions perfectly. She walks straight for 2 blocks, passing the large toy store with the bright teddy bears in the window. She reaches the traffic lights, waits for the green man's signal, and turns left onto Dean Street. As the woman promised, Dean Street is much quieter. The roar of the buses fades away, replaced by the sound of her suitcase wheels rolling over the wet pavement. Clack, clack, clack. She walks for about 2 minutes. She is scanning the buildings on the right side for the hotel with the black door. But before she sees the hotel, she sees something else, something that stops her in her tracks. On the left side of the street, there is a small shop with a large glass window. The window is steamy with condensation, but through the glass, Maria can see a warm golden light. Above the door, a wooden sign swings gently in the wind. It reads, "The Golden Bean Coffee Co." Maria stops. She is shivering again. The cold dampness of London has soaked into her bones. She knows she should go straight to the hotel, but a new thought enters her mind. I cannot check into the hotel without my reservation number, and the reservation number is in my email, and my email is on my dead phone. She needs electricity before she needs a bed. Also, the smell coming from the shop is hypnotic. It is the rich, dark, earthy smell of freshly roasted coffee mixed with the sweet scent of baked sugar and cinnamon. It smells like a hug. Without thinking twice, she turns the handle of the shop door and pushes it open. Jing-a-ling! A small brass bell above the door announces her arrival. The moment Maria steps inside, the world changes. It is like stepping from a black and white movie into a color one. The air is warm and dry. The aggressive noise of the city traffic is replaced by soft, relaxing jazz music playing from hidden speakers. The shop is busy, but it is a quiet busy. People are sitting at wooden tables, typing on laptops or reading books. Maria drags her suitcase inside and parks it near the door, making sure it is not blocking anyone's path. She exhales a long breath, and for the first time in an hour, her shoulders relax. She unzips her coat. The sudden warmth makes her glasses fog up completely. She takes them off and wipes them on her scarf, smiling to herself. It feels good to be inside. She joins the queue at the counter. There are 2 people in front of her. This is good. It gives her time to study the menu. It is written in colorful chalk on a blackboard on the wall. There are so many options: espresso, macchiato, americano, flat white, latte, cappuccino, mocha. Then there are the milk options: whole, skim, soy, almond, oat. Maria feels a little nervous. In her local cafe in Mexico, she usually just orders un café con leche. Here, it feels like a complex exam. She rehearses her order in her head. Large cappuccino, oat milk, please. When it is her turn, she steps up to the register. The barista is a young man with a thick beard and a denim apron. He looks tired but friendly. "Hi there," he says, smiling. "What can I get for you today?" "Hello," Maria says, feeling more confident now. "I would like a large cappuccino, please." "Sure thing," the barista nods, his hand hovering over the screen. "Any particular milk?" "Oat milk, please," Maria adds quickly. "Oat milk. Nice choice. Anything else?"
We have fresh pastries that just came out of the oven. He points to the glass display case next to him. Maria looks down. The case is filled with treasures. There are golden croissants, chocolate brownies, and giant muffins. Her stomach gives a loud growl, reminding her that she hasn't eaten in 12 hours. She sees a muffin that looks incredible. It is huge, golden brown, and filled with blueberries. "Yes," she says, pointing at it. "I will have one of those blueberry muffins, please. Warm, if possible." "You got it. A large oat cap and a warm blueberry muffin." The barista repeats the order. "Is that for here or to go?" "For here, please," Maria answers. Then she pauses. This is the most important moment. She clutches her dead phone in her hand. Excuse me, I have a question." "Go ahead," the barista says. "My phone is completely dead." She shows him the black screen. Is there a place where I can charge it? I have a cable, but it is buried in my suitcase." The barista smiles sympathetically. "Don't worry. We have USB ports at the long table by the window. You don't need a plug, just the cable." "Oh, you said the cable is in your suitcase." He looks at her massive bag. "Tell you what, I have a spare charger back here. It's for an iPhone. Does that help?" Maria's face lights up with pure joy. "Yes, it is an iPhone. Thank you so much. You are a lifesaver." "No worries," he says, taking her phone. "I'll plug it in behind the counter for you while you eat. You can pick it up when you're ready to leave." "Thank you," Maria says again. She pays with her credit card. Thankfully, she doesn't need a phone for that, and takes her number stand. She finds a small empty table in the corner. It is a soft velvet armchair. She sinks into it. A minute later, a waiter brings her order. The coffee is in a giant ceramic mug with a perfect heart shape drawn in the foam. The muffin is on a plate, warm and smelling of butter and vanilla. Maria wraps both hands around the hot mug. The heat transfers into her cold palms, warming her blood. She lifts the cup and takes the first sip. It is perfect. The coffee is strong, the oat milk is creamy, and the foam is thick. She closes her eyes and lets out a sigh. She eats the muffin slowly, savoring every bite. It is sweet and comforting. Outside the window, she watches the people of London rushing through the gray mist. But in here, she is safe. She is warm, she is fed. And behind the counter, her phone is drinking electricity, coming back to life. For 20 minutes, Maria does nothing but exist. She listens to the jazz music, she watches the steam rise from her cup, she feels her energy returning. The panic from the street corner feels like a distant memory. She realizes that she is actually here in London on an adventure, and she is going to be okay. When she finishes her last crumb of the muffin, she stands up and walks back to the counter. The barista sees her coming and unplugs her phone. He hands it to her. "Here you go," he says. "It's at 45%. That should get you home." Maria presses the side button. The screen lights up immediately. The familiar icons appear. She sees the time, the date, and most importantly, the notification for her hotel email. "Thank you," she says deeply. "You have no idea how much you helped me." "Happy to help," he replies. "Have a great day." Maria puts the phone safely in her pocket. She grabs the handle of her suitcase. She walks back to the door, pushes it open, and steps back out into the cold Dean Street air. But this time, she doesn't shiver. She is warm on the inside. She turns right and walks confidently towards the hotel.
Maria steps out of the coffee shop and back onto the wet pavement of Dean Street. The air is still cold, but she feels different now. She is caffeinated, she is warm, and her phone is alive with 45% battery. She feels invincible. She walks briskly for 2 minutes, listening to the sound of her suitcase wheels rolling on the sidewalk. She keeps her eyes on the right side of the street, looking for the landmarks the kind woman mentioned, the black door and the 2 small trees. And there it is, number 104, the Royal Stay Hotel. It looks exactly as the woman described. It is a beautiful, classic London building made of white stone. The entrance is elegant, with a shiny black door framed by 2 manicured boxwood trees in ceramic pots. Above the door, a flag waves gently in the wind. A doorman dressed in a long coat and a cap sees her coming. He smiles and steps forward to open the heavy door for her. "Good morning, madam," he says, tipping his cap. "Good morning," Maria replies, feeling very special. She steps inside, and the noise of London vanishes instantly. The hotel lobby is silent and luxurious. It smells of fresh lilies and polished wood. The floor is made of marble that shines under the light of a large crystal chandelier. Soft classical music, violins and cellos play in the background. To her left, there are comfortable leather sofas where people are reading newspapers. Straight ahead is the reception desk. Maria walks across the marble floor to the front desk. The receptionist is a young man in a sharp black suit. He has a gold name tag that says Adam. He looks up from his computer and gives her a professional, welcoming smile. "Welcome to the Royal Stay," Adam says. "How may I help you today?" Maria takes a deep breath. This is the final step. "Hello, I would like to check in, please. My name is Maria Gonzalez." Adam types quickly on his keyboard. Click-clack, click-clack. Gonzalez. Ah, yes, here we are. Maria Gonzalez. A reservation for 5 nights? Yes, that is correct, Maria confirms. Perfect, Adam says. Could I please have your passport and a credit card for the security deposit? Maria puts her backpack on the counter and unzips the front pocket. She pulls out her passport and her card. She hands them to him. She feels proud that she has everything organized. Thank you, Adam says. He scans the passport and swipes the card. Great, everything looks good. You are booked in a standard double room. We actually have a nice room available for you on the 3rd floor. It faces the courtyard, so it will be very quiet. That sounds wonderful, Maria says. Quiet is exactly what I need. Adam hands her back her documents. Then he places a small paper folder on the counter. Inside are 2 plastic cards. Here are your key cards, he explains. You are in room 305. To get there, take the elevators behind you to the 3rd floor. When you are in the elevator, you need to tap your card on the sensor before you press the button for your floor. Okay, tap the card, then press 3, Maria repeats. Exactly, Adam continues. Also, here is a slip with the Wi-Fi password. Breakfast is served every morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the dining room on the ground floor. It is a buffet style. Breakfast until 10? Perfect, Maria smiles. She is dreaming of eggs and toast already. Do you need any help with your luggage? Adam asks, looking at her large blue suitcase. No, thank you. I can manage, Maria says. She grabs the handle. Thank you for your help. Enjoy your stay, Miss Gonzalez. Maria turns and walks to the elevators, or lifts, as they say in London. She presses the up button. The doors slide open silently. She enters, taps her key card, and presses 3. She feels the gentle lift as the elevator goes up. Ding! The doors open on the 3rd floor. The hallway is long and carpeted, which makes it very quiet. She follows the numbers on the wall: 301, 303, 305. She stops in front of room 305. She holds the plastic key card against the black lock on the door. A small light turns green, and she hears a click. She pushes the handle down and opens the door. The room is beautiful. It is small but cozy and very clean. There's a large bed with crisp white sheets and 4 fluffy pillows. There's a wooden desk with a lamp, a small armchair in the corner, and a kettle with tea bags on a tray. The curtains are thick and heavy. She pulls her suitcase inside and lets the door close behind her. Thud. She locks it from the inside. She is finally here. She is safe. She is in her room. She walks over to the bed and sits down on the edge. The mattress is soft. She lets herself fall backward onto the white duvet. She stares up at the ceiling and closes her eyes. Her body feels heavy, but her mind feels light. She thinks about the last 2 hours, the cold wind, the dead phone, the panic, the kind woman at the bus stop, the warm coffee shop, and now this quiet room. She solved every problem. She navigated a strange city alone. She spoke English with strangers. She survived. She sits up and looks at the window. She stands up and opens the curtains. Outside, she sees the small courtyard garden below. The rain is still falling lightly, tapping against the glass. But now, the rain doesn't look cold or scary. It looks romantic. It looks London. Maria smiles. She opens her suitcase to find her pajamas. It is time for a nap. Her London adventure has officially begun.